I am here to show the issues with the Xbox and other gamepad controllers. I am not really in a good state of mind right now because there was just a whole bunch of stuff over here. He had to evacuate the apartments because there was supposedly a fire. But everything's okay now, but I am still very jostled from that. Now, anyways, I wanted to show off some issues with the Xbox and other gamepad controllers. So, as you can see here, it's a little, I can't even use the D-pad there. Hold on. So first off, in the settings, you can't use a D-pad, which would be what you'd expect to use, because if you do, it opens another menu. So that would be cool if they could fix that, but aside from that, it is pretty decent having the D-pad be these. But okay, did not mean to do that. Anyways, that one, the screenshot was D-pad up. Now, one of my biggest issues is, of course, you can swap with the bumper buttons, and when it comes to placing stuff, RT is break and LT is place. I had to start a new world because I was streaming everything. My videos never get streams though anyways, but one thing that would also be cool for it to be when you click LT it talks to them. That way you can be holding a weapon and... Ow. Excuse me. I was not talking to you. Now, as I was saying, I would prefer it be LT to talk to an NPC. That way, if you hold out a weapon, you don't accidentally hit them. But instead, it's RT. Or the right trigger. So, you can't do anything with that if you're holding out a weapon. Now, most of the controls seem to be okay, like moving around, turning, which the sensitivity can be turned up. However, it starts getting a bit more difficult whenever you look at other controls. For example, you'd expect the button to open the inventory would be Y. No, that's fly. And for some reason, the button to open the settings is B, which should be this button, the start button, but for some reason the buttons are double binded with no reason behind that. Which is another issue because the inventory button is select, but the button you'd really expect to be fly, something like, for example, the left stick, that way you'd be able to move around quickly. So say you'd be moving and then quickly just do that, instead of having to reach up and press the Y button. No, the left stick opens the inventory. So it seems like just a bunch of buttons there are a jumbled mess. And of course the X button is equip, which makes a little sense. However, I feel like it would make more sense if it was an item that you could not place, that the equip button would be LT. So this is just like a few complaints I have with the controller. However, I would also like to bring to note, moving around stuff within the thing is a bit... I'm moving the thing in a circle right now, and it does not really... There's a bit of delay in movement, but then you have the issue of you can't even throw stuff away if you use exclusively controller. Take these skulls, for example. You can hold down the thing to pick them all up, but then you place like one by pressing A individually. Or you can press Y to place them all down, or press Y to immediately pick them all up. However, you can't throw them away. You press A to throw it away. You hold A, nothing happens. You press Y, nope. You hold them all and press A, nope. You hold them all and press Y. You just can't throw away. Just doesn't work. Then on top of that, you can't place anything down or swap it. What I would like is the ability to move it over and then place the item, and then that picks up whatever item was in that slot. But nope, you have to press Y. And that just swaps this item all the way over here, so you can't just pick it up and move it over. And then, of course, you can at least... Strangely, though, you can swap the tabs here by pressing RB and LB, but at the same time it also makes these move down. Which, this is another problem. Aside from that, it is incredibly slow trying to move anything down with the controller. Like, the controller, the right stick, what you use to move this down is incredibly slow. And of course the other way to do it just swaps tabs. Which I'd understand, but the fact that they double binded it there makes no sense. So yeah, that's just some issues I have with the setup and how everything works.